Welcome back to the class of the internet, part 3. Today we are going to discuss about Wikipedia, WikiLeaks, Google Photos, Google Picasa, Hacker, Cracker, cookies, advantages and disadvantages of internet. First, we will see about Wikipedia. What is Wikipedia? You all may be using Wikipedia for many purposes. Wikipedia is a free internet encyclopedia. The very first sentence, Wikipedia is a free internet encyclopedia that allows its users to edit almost any article accessible. It is owned by a non-profit organization, Wikimedia Foundation, and was launched on January 15, 2001. Nowadays, almost everybody is using Wikipedia to search genuine data or information. Look here, it has been expanded up to 300 languages currently, and the largest Wikipedia, the English Wikipedia, has over 54 million articles. Every day it is being expanding, or articles are being added to Wikipedia. Wikipedia has grown as the world's largest reference website, attracting 1.5 billion visitors monthly as of March 2020. Okay, once again, when you say about Wikipedia, you must understand what encyclopedia is. Encyclopedia or Sarva Vijnana Kosham, that means information about almost everything in the world is being provided by Wikipedia. Go to Wikipedia, search in the Wikipedia, you will get genuine results. These are the logos of Wikipedia, and it is always free, and it is being governed by Wikimedia Foundation. And the Wikimedia Foundation has introduced not only Wikipedia, but there are other products also. Wikibooks are there, Wiki dictionary is there, or Wikitronic, and so on. All this helps people to get information from the internet with ease, and that too genuine information, which is always truth, because people are able to edit if they find any discrepancy in any article. If you are making some untruthful comments in any area, any of the person who sees it at the first sight has the right to edit that article. Wikimedia family of open knowledge projects are Wikipedia, Wikispecies, Wikinews, Wikimedia Commons, Wikitonary, Wikibooks, Wikidata, WikiWiki, MediaWiki, Wiki Voyage, Wiki University. Look here, all it is being wiki sources are there, Wikimedia tool labs are there. All these are different initiatives taken by the Wikimedia Foundation. The Wikimedia Foundation generally contributes for the information sector, and this is being kept for the genuine development of mankind. And now we are going to see about another area where related to hacking as well as Julius Assange. WikiLeaks is the name. And what is WikiLeaks? WikiLeaks is an international non-profit journalist organization that publishes secret information, news leaks, and classified media from anonymous sources. Julian Assange, an Australian internet activist, is generally described as its founder and director. We will be seeing the images of Julian, and it was being initiated in 2006, and it has released about 10 million documents in its first 10 years itself. According to WikiLeaks website, its goal, for what purpose WikiLeaks is being created to bring important news and information to the public. One of the most important activities is to publish original source material alongside our news stories so readers and historians alike can see evidences of the truth. They want to give to the world what is truth. Truth at many instances will be a prospective aspect when considered from the third person's vision, because the presenter, the person who gives the history or the data which he makes will be slightly manipulated according to his lineation. So Wikipedia has a goal to bring important news and information to the public, and its activities are to publish original source material alongside our news stories so readers and historians alike can see evidences of the truth. At any instance, if you go to the WikiLeaks files, you could see the evidences of truth hidden somewhere from apart from the news which is being broadcasted by many of the news channels. And this is what the WikiLeaks Foundation used, and it is a non-profit journalistic organization. What is journalist? Journalist is the person who reports or gives out or writes down the news to the various news agencies. We will see about the logos. We will see about Julian Assange and so on. Here comes the logo, and inside Julian Assange's war on secrecy, and he was being once taken by the Time magazine as one among the best person of the year. The person of the year. The Time magazine has once did, but many of the governments, especially the American government, etc., was against him because many of the data which he kept was against war in Afghan, Iraq, Syria, and so on, which made the government against to produce arrest warrants. And you could see the images of Julian. He is the person who founded it. Okay, and now he is considered as one of the biggest hackers, and we will be seeing about what hackers and the crackers also do, and you will be interested to know about ethical hacking, and you will be more interested to know about the child hackers and how they did. One of the famous names among child hackers is an Indian, and his name is Reuben Paul. We will come to know about Reuben Paul in a few minutes. And WikiLeaks used to give secret information or by hacking out the original source materials from various computers stored around hacker, cracker, and cookies. Hacker is an intelligent person who enjoys breaking into computer systems and gaining unauthorized access to private network for fun. Ethical hacking is something which has been studied world over, and you could see intelligent students or intelligent kids who start hacking something at a very younger age. A cracker, on the other hand, is the dangerous person who gets unauthorized access to an organization computer system and causing harm to individuals and to that organization. Cookies, on the other hand, are small pieces of data stored by web browsers to remember browsing information, and this information they use previously entered into form fields such as name, address, password, and credit card numbers. This stuff will be stored on the web browsers, and these web browsers cookies are being stolen away by hackers or crackers, and they use this information to log into your account with your identity, and with this identity they will do many activities on the net, signing in from different devices as if it is you. The security vulnerabilities may allow a cookie's data to be read by a hacker who uses such data to gain access to many websites used by any other person. Look here, if I am having your key of your car, what happens? I could open your car, or I could with the key of your house, I could open your house and get what are being stored inside or stole away the car from you. Likewise, a hacker or a cracker will be able to get data stored in various web browsers so that he will be misleading the internet protocols, and he will log in as if it is you logging inside. Look here, these are what hackers does, and from where a hacker logs in, or from where to which account a hacker gains access, will be a difficult stuff to identify. From time to time he will be using multiple identity to log in to many of the accounts, and he will be having multiple identity in the internet. The hackers will be having different face mask, and he will be bluffing you from different areas. Now I want to show you few names which you could check what they have done. The famous child hackers around the world, even at the age of 8, or even at the age of 6 or 9, or even at the age of in between 12 or 14, what these children have done and what happened in the due course. Ruben Paul was an ethical hacker who you could search for about Betsy Davis and so on. The names are here: Matthew, James, Richard, Christopher, Wang. All these were youngsters who did hacking at a very young age. You could read the stories. I am not going to elaborate the stories, but you could go and search in the internet about these names and find what they have done at a very young age. These are the famous child hackers around the world. Now we are going to see about Google Photos and Google Pickaxe. Google Photos is the latest stuff, which is a cloud computing app, and this app helps to store photographs and videos, video sharing, and it gives you a big amount of storage in the internet. It's a cloud computing app which stores the photos and videos in the web. Example of a cloud computing app typically is simply you could write the name Google Photos. But Google Pickaxe was entirely different. It was an image organizer of or organizing and editing digital photographs. It helped to identify how many photographs are there in your computer and in which folders they are there, and you could organize many of the photographs and see as if it is being shown in the Android phone. This is the overview of Google Photos and Google Pickaxe. Google Pickaxe was being introduced in 2003, while the Google Photos was the latest stuff which was being introduced in 2015. Now very little people used Pickaxe, but it, in one aspect or another, if you are using computers and a Pickaxe in it, it helps you to identify in which folder where the photographs are being kept. Cookies, it was being just explained earlier. Cookies are small pieces of data stored by web browsers to remember browsing information, and this information the users previously entered into the form fields such as name, address, passwords, and credit card numbers, and so on. The cookies helps to with the when you are starting to enter your name appears over there. When you just press the enter key, the name entirely fills up. You have experienced such things. Such things are being done with the help of these cookies, which are being inserted inside the web browser. But what happens? Some browsers may not be having tight security. But if there is any security vulnerability in Google Chrome or any other web browser, the hacker or a cracker will be having access to the cookie data, and if he gets the cookie data, it is very easy for that hacker to use such data to gain access to any of the websites which you are using. And in such cases, they log into the computer or from any other system as if you are logging from a third-party server. And such things, identity theft, will be happening in the internet, and when such things happen, things will be out of your control. If you are using if somebody else is using a password and logging into your bank account and withdrawing money or purchasing with the help of the credit card or debit card, etc., you will be the loser at the end. What are the different types of cookies? HTTP cookies are there, web cookies are there, internet cookies are there, and web browser cookies are there. We are just going to see about the internet browser cookies. When you are going to see how these cookies work, just log into your email ID address and log in as sign into Google Chrome with your email address, and then go to the settings by clicking the ellipse on the right hand side. Look into the screen, the hidden passwords, check for passwords, all the passwords, whoever access your system will be having the passwords saved into your system, and you could log into the system. Look, 192.168.1.100 M49 is having the password 123456. If you just click on this icon over here, you could see that what is the password appearing for that. Advantages and disadvantages of the internet. The advantage is that you could browse the net for information, search for people, places, and friends. You could create email, and you are a web citizen. You could purchase by e-commerce, blogging, social networking, cloud computing, downloading and uploading of files. All these are advantages of internet, and we have studied many of these in depth, except a few. Especially blogging was not being introduced. Blogging is just like using the internet as a diary, and you are writing what all happens with on a daily basis. Your views, your notions, etc. are being shared with the entire world, and the world will be seeing this and following your views. And these are the advantages of internet. Once again, you could browse the internet or the net for information, search for people, place, and friends. You could create email, you could send mails, you could use that mail to log in as a net citizen to a web browser or any of the sites that need an email address. You could purchase things from the Amazon, Flipkart, etc. with e-commerce, blogging or writing on a regular basis, and exposing those what are being written to the world. Social networking, cloud computing, downloading of the files. All these are advantages of internet. Disadvantages: the internet has no single governing body. Plagiarism, that means many of the articles which you are publishing in the internet is being stolen away by somebody, and such things are being used by them as their own. Viruses, incorrect or offensive information on the web. Sometimes you will be misled by the false informations. The email, like the personal warmth of a letter written on paper. On decades back, or a couple of years back, 1 decade means a span of 10 years, and within a span of 20 or 25 years back, many of the persons used to write letters to the friends, relatives, etc. And when you're seeing the letters, you do have the warmth in such a manner that you feel the intimacy. If you could see the face, the etc. in the letters which you see over there, and it gives additional personal warmth or touch with the personal letters which the postman used to deliver in the olden days. The email never or ever have that personal touch. It is just that electronic stuff that comes in front of you. And these are the advantages and disadvantages of internet. Once again, the advantages of internet: You could browse the net for any information. You could search for people, place, and friends. You could create emails. You could send mails to anybody. You could purchase things with the help of e-commerce. Blogging could be done on a daily basis. Social networking sites help people to be in touch with others. Cloud computing, downloading of files, etc. are the advantages, and there are few disadvantages too. Uh, there are a lot of viruses which cause harm to the software as well as the device which you are using. The internet has no single governing body. So, if something happens wrong, if something went wrong or something, you can't claim who or why it happened in such a manner, because there is nobody to govern the internet. Plagiarism, incorrect or offensive informations on the web, the email lacked the personal warmth of a letter written on paper. That's all for today, and thank you for being with me.